Friends, today let us have a close look at the Pancharatna Kritis of Tyagaraja. These cluster songs or Kriti Samuchayas are a unique feature of Carnatic music. There are several such cluster songs, Dikshitas Navavarana Kritis and Navagraha Kritis. They deal with a theme and all these 9 songs, which are the components, elaborate on one particular aspect. Then Shyama Shastri's Navaratna Malika is another example. Swati Tirunal of Kerala has also written Navaratri Kritis, which were meant to be sung on every night of the Navaratri. Many of these cluster songs are also associated with the group singing. Tyagaraja also has written several cluster songs, the Khana Pancharatna Kritis, the Tiruvottiur Pancharatna Kritis, and Kovur Pancharatna Kritis are examples of the cluster songs of Tyagaraja. And Pancharatna is seen repeated in all these cluster songs. But Pancharatna has become almost synonymous with the 5 Khanaraga compositions, and they are known by the name Pancharatna Kritis. Because these songs are so beautiful, their musical structure is also very elegant, and it is a treat to hear them in chorus. Pancharatna, of course, means 5 precious jewels, and the name suggests the grace and charm of these compositions. But there is a slight problem with the Pancharatna Kritis when they are used to denote the Khanaraga compositions of Tyagaraja. They do not exhibit the features of a regular Kriti. In a regular Kriti, you will be always having a Pallavi, Anupallavi, and a Charana, one or more Charanas usually. One Charana is sung in concerts. But in the case of these Pancharatna Kritis, they rather partake the characteristics of Varnas, and they are structured like Swarajatis. So technically there is some difficulty in calling them Kritis, but somehow or other they came to be known as Pancharatna Kritis. These Pancharatna Kritis use Khana ragas, and these 5 Khana ragas are Nata, Gaula, Arabhi, Varali, and Shri. Ragas are divided in Carnatic music into several categories. Some of these categories are not very scientific and always not easy to understand. As per one classification, the ragas fall into 3 groups: Khana ragas, Naya ragas, and Deshya ragas. And we also do not know the basis of this classification. There are several explanations for that. According to some people, the threefold division is on the basis of the nature in which the raga swarupa is revealed. In the case of the Ganaraga, the raga swarupa or the characteristics of the raga are revealed through the rendering in the Madhyakala or middle tempo. Actually, there are 10 Khanaragas in Carnatic music: Nata, Gaula, Arabhi, Shri, Varali, Kedara, Narayana Gaula, Ridi Gaula, Saranganata, and Bauli. The Naya ragas, on the other hand, they are called Rekti ragas, and their characteristics are revealed according to some both in Alabana and Tana. Some of these ragas, Naya ragas, include Kalyani, Kamboji, Todi, and Shankarabharana. They are of universal appeal. Then come the Deshya ragas. They reveal their nature only in Alapana. Some of the Deshya ragas are Kannada, Chenchuruti, Khamir Kalyani, and Hindustani Behak. This is one classification, and this is disputed by some other scholars. According to them, the Ghanaragas are those which are capable of elaborate rendering, and Rektiragas consist of those melodies which are of intense emotional appeal. It is the ragas which came to Carnatic music from Hindustani music and other regional streams. In this classification, ragas like Shankarabharana, Todi, and Kamboji also figure in these ragas, Kannada ragas. So there are many such views about this classification. We do not know why Tyagaraja selected these 5 ragas for these compositions. And coming to these Pancharatna Kridis proper, at the very first glance we can see that they are very long compositions. There is a Pallavi, it is followed by Anupallavi, and there are several charanas. Sometimes there are 8 charanas, sometimes there are 10 charanas. The Kriti Jagadananda Karaka in Nata, and the Kriti Dudugugala in Gaula, and Endaro Mahanubhavala in Shri have got 10 charanas. The rest, one Sadhinchana in Arabi and Kanagana Rujira in Varali have got only 8 charanas. But they are all pretty long. In the case of Sadhinchana, there is a Pallavi, Samayaniki Tadu Madaladane, which is repeated at the end of all the charanas. That is a unique feature of Sadhinchana. In the case of other Kridis, there is only one Pallavi in the beginning, and it is followed by Anupallavi and charanas with varying number of avartas. Another unique feature of this Pancharatna Kridis is that they are all composed in Aditala. Aditala is very simple, and it is the most favorite rhythm of Tyagaraja. The first Kriti, Jagadananda Karaka in Nataraga. Here, Nataraga is a journey of Chalanata, and this song is an eulogy of Sri Rama. He is described as the cause of bliss of the entire universe. In this composition, Tyagaraja refers to the heroic exploits of Rama. He mentions the removal of the curse of Ahalya, the protection of Vishwamitra's sacrifice, the removal of the pride of the ocean when he was about to cross it, the destruction of Ravana and other demons, and the hitting of 7 palm trees with one arrow, which impressed Sugriva. Tyagaraja also refers to Valmiki, who has immortalized the story of Rama through his Adikavya. So a unique feature of this Kriti is that it is the only one Kriti, Pancharatna Kriti, written in Sanskrit. Tyagaraja has composed very few Kritis in Sanskrit. Mainly, he preferred his own mother tongue, Telugu, and all the other 4 Kritis belonging to the Pancharatna group are in Telugu. And a feature of this particular Kriti is that Tyagaraja adds sambodhanas or vocatives one after another in garlands woven with the help of musical words, and it is a treat for ear. And examples are like Purana Purusha, Nirvaralmaja, Shrida Para Adhina Khara Virata Ravana Viravana Anagha Parashara Manohara Abhigrita Tyagaraja Sanyuta. This is a cluster of vocatives, and the whole Kriti is full of such garlands. Now we come to the next Kriti, that is Durgugala. It is in the Gaula Raga, and Gaula is a Janya of the Maya, Malava Gaula. This is a very interesting Kriti. It is a confession. Here Tyagaraja confesses all the sins committed by him. We do not know whether he has committed all these sins. And he repeatedly says, which prince but you is going to protect me, who am the abode of all vices? And he enumerates several alleged sins committed by him: in negligence of the Lord, bad company, greed, acquisition of wealth through evil methods, etc., etc. Musically speaking, this Kriti is interesting because Tyagaraja does not use Anyaswara anywhere in this composition, though Gaula usually uses Anyaswara. Now we come to the third one, Sadhinchane. It is in Arabi. Arabi is a very beautiful raga. It is a Janya raga of Dhira Shankarabharana, the 29th Melakarta. This is what you call a Roshokti. Tyagaraja is quite angry in this composition to the Lord. It is a reproach addressed by Tyagaraja to his own mind. He's addressing the whole thing to his own mind, and he says that the Lord is Lord Krishna. Is addressing. He is very selfish. He does not bother about the vows of his beloved devotees, his loved ones. He is interested only in his own pleasure, like that. And finally, first of all, it is O Manasa, Sadhinjana O Manasa. Then it suddenly changes. It becomes a direct address to Sri Krishna and Sri Rama. Both of them are, sort of merged together in the end, and dilates upon the follies of the Lord, callously avoiding a vision. Tyagaraja's main complaint is that he denies a vision to the composer. Very interesting piece. The next one is in Varali, Kanakana Ruchira. It is again addressed to Lord Krishna, and as attired in golden clothes and golden hue. Tyagaraja here maintains that the bliss he derives every day from the contemplation of the form of the Lord knows no bounds. And finally, the identities of Sri Krishna and Sri Rama are blurred. Always when Tyagaraja speaks about Sri Krishna, the description merges in Sri Rama. And finally, he addresses the Lord as Raghupate. The problem with Varali is a Janya of Jhala Varali, the 39th Melakarta. It is a beautiful raga actually, but unfortunately, it has acquired a sort of taboo among Carnatic musicians because of the belief that if it is taught, it will mar the relationship between the teacher and the disciple. Consequently, Varali is seldom taught directly, and the student has to learn it by himself. Because of that, it is very rarely that we find Varali being sung in musical concerts. And this particular song is also very rarely heard in musical concerts. I once asked some musicians why they eschewed generally these Pancharatna Kritis. The answer is that it is very difficult to fit them in the structure of a concert. Anyway, it's a beautiful Kriti. And finally, there is this Endaro Mahanubhavulu, a very beautiful, elegant song in Sri Raga. Sri Raga is a journey of Garagara Priya. Garagara Priya is the 22nd Melakarta. And it is the most famous among all the 5 songs. And the meaning is very interesting. In the Roma Mahanubhavulu means there are very many great souls in this world. Salutation to all. It shows the humility of Tyagaraja and his Catholicity and broad-mindedness of the saint. He refers to several accomplished souls in this world, and he says salutation to all of them. And there is a story behind the composition of this song. It is said that there was a great musician from Kerala called Shatkala Govinda Marar, who was proficient in singing in all the 6 tempos or kalas. And he went to Tyagaraja and enthralled the saint by singing Chandana Charchida Neela Kalebara, a famous Gita Govinda piece, in all these 6 kalas. And instantly, Tyagaraja started singing Endaro Mahanubhavulu, acknowledging the greatness of Govinda Marar. This is a story. Many people believe in the story, but the problem is that there is no mention of Govinda Marar anywhere in this song. On the other hand, we find reference to many siddhas, bhaktas, accomplished souls of the world. So we do not know whether it was actually composed at that time. And even some people, some scholars like Dr. V. Raghavan say that it is a omnibus obedience to all the vast galaxy of realized souls, devotees, sages, saints, etc. And cannot be traced to a particular incident. And Professor Sambamurthy, in his monograph on Tyagaraja, says that it was actually composed before the meeting between Tyagaraja and Shatkala Govinda Marar. And some people even doubt whether Shatkala Govinda Marar had seen Tyagaraja. Anyway, we do not know about the origin. It is a beautiful composition. Here again also, Tyagaraja does not use any Dhaivada Swara in the composition, though Dhaivada is features in some sancharas of Sri Raga. It is a very elegant composition. So these 5 of them constitute a group, and it was Hari Keshanallur Muttaya Bhagavathar who selected these 5 Pancharatna Kritis as suited for choral singing, group singing, and it became a regular item in the Tyagaraja Aradhana held in Tiruvayaru from 1941 onwards, and then it has snowballed everywhere. In any type of Tyagaraja Aradhana, these 5 songs feature, and they create a particular type of experience for the audience. The transition from one kriti to another is very interesting, and finally they culminate in the Sri Raga. So it is one of the most beautiful cluster compositions of Tyagaraja. Thank you very much.